Well, yes, hello. It's Jason Louv, and today we're diving deep into occult cinema. And not the obvious picks. Yes, we've all seen The Wicker Man and The Holy Mountain 1,000 times. And of course, if you haven't seen those, you definitely should. But let's try some left field picks. These are 6 genuinely fascinating occult movies that you've probably missed or overlooked, or maybe flat out never heard of. We've got psychedelic rituals, Freudian dreamscapes, even angels summoned by historical magicians. But of course, before we jump in, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell. Also, make sure to check out my courses on Magick.me, my online school for magic, meditation, and mysticism, if you want the practical tools to start shaping reality yourself. Now, let's enter the cinematic occult underworld. First up, we have David Cronenberg's deeply cerebral, A Dangerous Method, a psychoanalytic drama that makes most ritual magic look tame. Here we have Sigmund Freud, Carl Jung, and Sabina Spielrein navigating a labyrinth of unconscious impulses. Basically, it's psychic warfare dressed in Edwardian clothes. Cronenberg brilliantly frames their exploration of the psyche like a dangerous ritual. There's sex, psychological probing, dream analysis, and, of course, psychic transference. So why are we including this as an occult movie, and the first of our list for that matter? Well, Freud and Jung pretty much laid the groundwork for modern Western magic's obsession with your unconscious mind. Jung especially flirted openly with alchemy, Gnosticism, and mystical symbolism, making him basically the most famous ceremonial magician in the world who refused to admit that he was doing ceremonial magic. Keira Knightley's wild, unhinged portrayal of Spielrein channels a Dionysian force that turns clinical psychology into a kind of psychic possession. The highlight is Jung's initiation through dreams and visions, echoing real-world magical techniques. Oh, and for some bonus occult trivia, in the real world, Jung famously experienced precognitive visions, leading him to his theory of synchronicity, essentially magic cloaked in scientific respectability. The film puts all that on display. It's psychoanalysis as ritual, dreams as spellcasting, and sexuality as alchemy. Next, Derek Jarman's anarchic masterpiece, Jubilee, opens with John Dee, the Elizabethan wizard himself, conjuring angels alongside Queen Elizabeth I. It's not every day that a film blends punk nihilism and Elizabethan ceremonial magic, yet Jarman somehow does it brilliantly. The film's angel summoning ritual allows Dee and Elizabeth to time travel to a future punk dystopia England filled with anarchist gangs, philosophical wanderers, and the imminent collapse of civilization on clear display. Dee, the legendary astrologer, alchemist, and angelic magician, famously documented his angelic conversations in his notebooks, influencing modern magical practices through what came to be known as Enochian magic. Jarman's depiction of Dee's angelic magic marks one of the few accurate portrayals of Dee's methods ever shown on screen. I mean, where else can you watch Elizabeth I and her wizard court astrologer summon angels to witness England's future collapse into nihilistic rebellion? And that was just in the 70s. Third up on our list is Joe Dante's classic werewolf flick, The Howling, the first one only, which is easily the funniest occult satire that you probably missed or overlooked the subtext of. Yes, this movie is ostensibly about werewolves, but the real gem here is Dante's ruthless parody of Esalen Institute-style consciousness-raising retreats. Think New Age Enlightenment meets savage lycanthropy. At the Colony, an Esalen-esque therapeutic gateway, characters partake in ludicrous self-help rituals, meditations, primal scream therapy, and emotional purging, all barely masking the monstrous reality beneath. If you spend any time around New Age or magical communities, this satire will cut hilariously close to home. In The Howling, Dante hilariously skewers how easily genuine spiritual quests can devolve into narcissistic absurdity. Of course, in the real world, Esalen, which is parodied perfectly here, actually hosted sessions with genuine occult figures like Carlos Castaneda, Timothy Leary, and Robert Anton Wilson. Howling director Joe Dante here winks knowingly at the thin boundary between sincere mystical pursuit and complete self-delusion. People familiar with the New Age scene might easily see themselves in these ridiculous seminars, and maybe think twice next time before paying $500 to scream in the woods. Martin Scorsese's overlooked masterpiece, Kundun, beautifully portrays Tibetan Buddhism's elaborate Vajrayana rituals and magical worldviews. Following the Dalai Lama's youth in exile, the film vividly illustrates how ritual, symbolism, and meditation are powerful magical acts that can overlap and sometimes even shape political realities. Scorsese painstakingly recreates authentic Vajrayana rituals, from sand mandalas to divination practices. The film's magic is quiet but profound. Meditative visualizations, dream yoga, and ritual empowerment subtly but clearly depicted as genuine, transformative magic. Watching Kundun is like witnessing a masterclass in Eastern ceremonial magic, introducing the viewer to visualization, initiation, and even symbolic rituals as tools for shifting consciousness. Scorsese's attention to Tibetan magical realism, including visions guiding the Dalai Lama's political choices, demonstrates how magic isn't separate from our reality at all. In fact, it shapes it directly. Next up, we have David Cronenberg yet again, this time adapting William S. Burroughs' notoriously unfilmable novel, Naked Lunch. Cronenberg brilliantly translates Burroughs' cut-up surrealism, drug-fueled rituals, and grotesque magical visions into cinematic reality. William Burroughs himself was, of course, a magical practitioner and extensively investigated methods like the cut-up as literal spell work to influence reality. Cronenberg here captures Burroughs' universe perfectly, paranoid, psychedelic, and haunted by demonic entities, here hilariously represented by insectoid typewriters issuing sinister magical instructions. In real life, William Burroughs indeed believed that reality itself could be hacked via words and images, much like spells. His language virus theory influenced chaos magic significantly. Naked Lunch embodies chaos magic in many ways, showing reality manipulation through radical disruption of narrative and meaning. Plus, who doesn't love talking cockroach typewriters dispensing dark magical wisdom? Cronenberg makes Burroughs' vision accessible and provides a magical primer on linguistic sorcery. And finally, and with a knowing nod to Mitch Horowitz, Head, starring the Monkees, yes, seriously, the Monkees, directed by Bob Rafelson and co-written by Jack Nicholson himself. Beneath its psychedelic surface is a wild ride through occult symbolism, ego death, and magical initiation via pop surrealism. In the movie, Beatles boy band knockoff the Monkees repeatedly experience ego-shattering dream sequences, psychedelic encounters, and surreal rituals that mimic magical initiations. Nicholson cleverly sneaks occult symbolism throughout the film, borrowing heavily from 60s psychedelic traditions. Interestingly enough, during filming, Jack Nicholson and the Monkees immersed themselves in genuine psychedelic experiences, aiming for real ego dissolution, literally initiating themselves with LSD rituals. The film's playful chaos and symbolic initiations represent authentic psychedelic magic, rarely depicted so clearly on film. And again, it's the Monkees, undergoing occult initiation. Movies rarely get stranger or more entertaining. That's it. 6 brilliant occult films you've probably overlooked. Drop your own recommendations in the comments below. And again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more occult deep dives. And if you want even more, make sure to check out my magic courses at www.magick.me, my online school for magic, meditation, and mysticism, where you'll learn techniques to unlock your inner magician. Thanks for watching, stay weird, and see you next time.